Severos is a land of many beasts that we revere. The cunning wolf, the hardy camel, the fearless bison, the obedient horse. But no greater beast is there than the vulture, who shall devour everything when the world falls to ruin and decay.
My father would often say that the spirit bends to the needs of the flesh, just as the flesh bends to the desires of the spirit. Yet both can be bent with the right words. That may be the only truth he ever told me.
I met some crows this morning. They did not like you. It's okay. They're only a murder in name. Morning bells are ringing. Ding, ding.
And here we are. Hello, everybody. We return to Duskville. Roll20 will also, that is, eventually return to Duskville. Hey, yeah, we are back. Still without Glaiza and Murto. Rest in peace.
Rip.
Has been cremated as per the customs of, in fact, everybody, but specifically the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh, which glorifies the flesh and not so much the spirit. So that was that. And we'll see more of the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh today, because this has been going on in the background for, I think, at least like 3 or 4 weeks now. The Dimmer Sisters have asked our crew, the Revenants, to infiltrate the charity ball put on by the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh in a converted opera house in the local District 6 Towers. And now we'll finally have to do that. But before we get to that, it's introductions time. I'm Janis, he, him. I am the GM here. I'm GMing that and other games here, and occasionally I also play in them, and that's what I'll say for now, and I'll popcorn it over to Prince.
Hello, I'm Prince, he, him. Today I will be playing Elogi, also he, him, who may or may not have his own history with some of the forces going on in today's session. But when I'm not here, you may find me, in fact, you will find me 1 week from now on Juneteenth, GMing a Blade 68 game. All day long, we're going to be having a series of games with various melanated miscreants, and at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be taking 100 years into the future to explore Duskfall during the swinging 60s. There's going to be parties, there's going to be psychedelics, there's going to be black on white crime. There's already enough white on black crime. We're done with that shit. So be there, or I don't know, be racist. Like it's kind of sad, actually.
Those are the two options.
Those are the two options, really, for real.
Mm-hmm.
For there, I'm going to popcorn it over to Andre.
Hello, I'm Andre. My pronouns are he, they, and today I'm going to be playing Carrion, whose pronouns are he, him. You can find me at Andre Vera Art on social media. And directly after the stream, you can find me at, I think, 7 p.m. EST. You can find me on the Unprepared Casters All for One charity stream, raising money for Trans Lifeline. So maybe we could raid that afterwards. It's running like all day, so pop over whenever.
Sure.
And I'll pop one over to Shiv.
Hi, I'm Shiv, she, they, playing Taibsha, she, they. We both deal with our trauma very healthily. And it is smack dab in the middle of Pride Month, which means it is my birthday today. I am one of the 5 founding members of find out productions here. I can also be found online at Dr. Bubbles PhD, literally everywhere, except Xbox Live for some reason. I don't know why that one's branded differently, but I don't use it anymore. But I am running games here, playing games here. I'll be found in a campaign later this summer, which I'm super excited about. If you watched me attempt to get engaged, you're going to see Drew again in a hilarious modern universe, and I will have a Bucky's Cup for it. I will be running my show Parallel Play again this month, dates TBD, and I will be involved in a charity stream for July. I'm very excited about this one. Running a charity stream playing Heroes Catastrophe with MK Kennedy, and we will be raising money for the Order of the Good Death, which, if any of you have ever spoken to me for more than 20 seconds, you know Order of the Good Death is my favorite organization ever. They do a lot of advocacy for trying to reform the funeral industrial complex and making funerals both more ecological and economical. So affordable funerals that don't ruin the world. So please come join me for that. The dates and times will be posted on our Blue Sky as I hammer out the final details, but I'm super duper excited about that. And then I'm going to bring it back to Janis so we can get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Haha,
So
the
it
ball.
is-
Pun not intended, but greatly appreciated.
Well, we are at the eve of the ball, sitting in Crumble Tower Court, crumbling a bit less now that you had the time and also money to refurbish it a little bit. And yes, we have Carrion, Logi, and Taisha sitting there planning. But perhaps, because we're technically also still in downtime, perhaps there will also be some flashbacks while you discuss how you want to approach and how you want to make your way into this ball, into this once opera house, now kind of poor house, the Arms of the Weeping Lady, where the grand ball hosting most of the upper crust of Six Towers, but also quite a few wealthy or otherwise just dignified people from other districts of Duskwall. How you get into that?
So, just for me, and because I think of these things, is it something that if we dressed nice enough and like postured a bit, we could probably be let in the front door? Or should we try to disguise ourselves as part of the church, like wear like vestments and stuff and see if we could sneak in that way? Like, would it be feasible that if we look fancy enough, they'll just let us in?
Is this invite only?
It's a charity ball. It's not, as far as you know, invite only, but the people that would attend are the people that everybody would know anyway. You could disguise yourselves. You could disguise yourselves as church dignitaries. Yes, definitely that. You could also just disguise yourselves as very rich people.
So Shiv has an idea, and I'm going to not do it in character so I don't break the illusion that this movie exists here. But Carrion is probably, of all of us, the one that looks most foreign, not derogatory. But what if we pull a Prince Ali, Fabulous He, Ali Ababwa, making Carrion our front man?
Are we doing the Nigerian prince scam for real? That's interesting.
I'm just look. I'm not playing a face character, but I always think like a face character. And like, if you show up enough, most of the time they'll let you in. And Carrion can just be quiet. He can be the silent prince, and we do all the talking.
I mean, we did about the same thing when we went to Bellwether's, and we said,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm just saying. But the reason that one didn't work is because Carrion spoke. So we tell Carrion to shut the fuck up this time.
All right, in character. So what does Taisha actually suggest here?
Taisha in character would be, well, you have very interesting clothing, and maybe if we make it look a bit more fancy, we could convince them that you're a prince from somewhere. Where are you from again? Which is just really funny because Carrion always talks about where he's from.
From the endless sea of Severos.
Does Severos have princes?
Is it common enough knowledge that Severos does have princes? That's the real question.
What nobility does Severos have that you could potentially be?
So I gotta do a lot of world building real fast here.
I'm sorry.
As Carrion just sighs and leans back, we're going to flash back to how Elogi perhaps prepared for this score, because Prince, you still have a downtime activity pending. So, what did Elogi do?
Just for Prince's memory, what is our goal with this particular score? Like,
Right. You are sent by the Dimmer Sisters to infiltrate the charity ball and find evidence of corruption of the church, also of the proprietor and the arms of the Weeping Lady in general.
okay, so this is an investigative.
Yeah.
So the Arms of the Weeping Lady was once an opera house. So flashback to suddenly forgetting the name of the whole district. Not the one we're in, Bright Chapel? Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in Bright Chapel.
Brightstone is the one that's... Yeah.
Brightstone, yes.
Right.
Elogi is with a client, an older couple, taking some time to massage their aching muscles. It's important to make sure you keep moving. You said that you had a collection of all the playbooks that that you visited over the years. I'd love to see that. And so Logi gets like a brief tour of their like large playbook collection, and specifically goes to get one from when the Weeping Lady was still an opera house, and checks a couple of those to find because very often they would have like not a detailed map but a general map of what the place was like for visitors, where they would go, restrooms, how to get to the upper balconies, stuff like that. And places that may not be used the same way now that this place has been converted, but does give a general layout of the building.
Yeah. You do see that there's, of course, the main stage where the operas themselves were performed, but there are also to the side, in the wings of the building, there are two other stages. That were smaller, not necessarily for full opera productions, but for just perhaps theater, smaller productions, smaller music concerts, something that didn't need the full venue, the full just opera stage. And of course, yes, there are the main stairways are shown, ways to the upper balconies, and also, of course, yeah, the restrooms and where you could buy food. And the day that it was still an opera house.
Yeah. So back in the present, Liturgy lays out that older map with like a general sketch of the building, and he's like, okay, so we can tell from what's missing from this map where the backstage areas would be for the rest of the building.
Can you make a fortune roll?
I'd love to make a fortune roll.
Wonderful.
One die or two dice?
Oh. 4 dice? No. You know what? Make it 2 dice.
Okay.
Good
4.
enough. Yeah. There's a candle burning on the table that you're seated up in Crumble Tower Court. Nobody of you remembers lighting it, but it is there. And suddenly just wax begins dripping down from the candle, and like a small rivulet makes its way across the table to the map and finds its path to the right-hand side kind of stage area outside of the main stage. So one of the secondary stages, it seems like you're being pointed at that. And you also see the candle flickering, but it doesn't quite go out.
Roger takes a deep breath. I feel a note would have been more straightforward, but if this is how they prefer to convey information, I suppose it'll have to do. We're doing a lot for these witches. I hope they appreciate it.
I mean, come on, you got a ghost army. But anyway, I think Taifsha is still looking very interestedly at Carrion. So,
So, where I come from in Coalfield, we do not have royalty. We have a meritocracy. It is based on accomplishment, skill. It is more likely that I could get by as some sort of war hero or a general than as a prince.
So, like a warlord kind of thing.
Yes.
Well, then that makes dressing you just a bit easier.
Yes.
Have you ever worn a tie?
No.
Good, because I can only tie it if you're laying down.
I could lay down if you needed.
No need.
And she's going to she feels a little more animated than she has been kind of since the passenger arrived. And I'm going to call my downtime flashback and her perfecting her ritual. which is going to be both her projects. And it's her in her little lab, and she's got her secondary doll that she had prepared for the washerwoman, but it is unoccupied right now. She's got a spirit bottle, a bunch of scribbles directly on the wall in some mysterious substance, and then the practically flayed open porcelain doll, and she's staring at all of these things, and then with a bit of that same mysterious red substance writes those scribbles around her eye. And I think at first it sucks, and she like bites down on like a belt that she had prepared, and like just collapses and like falls back, and like maybe there's a couple of moments of seizing, and then she gets up and looks in the mirror, and those lines she's been tracking, the black veins, she then gets to do one that's a little bit less, little closer together. So Taibsha has taken the move ritual, and the ritual she's taught herself is to try to suppress her stowaway. It's not perfected, so it's definitely going to have like some backlash because this is her first pass at it, but that would be what she dedicates the entirety of her downtime to. What do I roll to see how long this particular application of said ritual?
Nothing.
Nothing? It just...
No.
Cool. Okay.
You can tell me how many instances of your passenger interfering, so your trauma coming up, does this protect you from?
I would say it really, like, the passenger can't come out until it would be like dire straits.
No,
so
a
like
number, like 4, 6,
3.
Okay.
3. And I will say, and I love hamstringing myself. That also means she can't summon it. Where she's been kind of trying to utilize it, she can't do that either. It is a complete door shut, safe spun kind of thing. So that road goes both ways.
If it's 3 times, is there a 3-segment clock? We can make it. I'm not sure if there is one. We can make this a cost.
If it has to be 4, then I'll do 4.
Yeah.
Just so the clock can be made. I didn't realize you were asking for a clock. Then yeah, 4.
Anyway, we return to Crumble Tower Court, I think a little bit later, as Taibsha goes over a freshly made ritual book. And Elogi, I think, is helping Carrion dress.
Okay. All right. You're going to need something headwise. The hood is not going to satisfy here. What kind of... Do generals there typically wear a certain type of hats? Diadem?
We wear very simple caps and hoods. I think we are going to have to embellish.
I mean, obviously, yes. Okay.
Type should jump in. She would have such a good suggestion here.
Go for it.
Taibsha, just descending from the rafters like she does, just goes, what about a crown of bones?
Sure.
So,
I have so many.
Andre,
I'll be right back.
Andre, what does Carrion end up looking like? And who is he going to be called for this?
I
What is he going to be?
think
You see Carrion come out after being kind of dressed to impress by Elogi and Taisha. You see he comes out in like a full like antlered like crown that incorporates like the skull of a deer, and on his person where he usually just has the super simple fur and poncho, he has much more like striking and kind of dangerous looking garments. Like he has like a row of knives along his front, almost like a sash. He has this very intense black and red color scheme all throughout. He's wearing maybe almost something more like armored, just to kind of prove his like battle merit.
Like a
And
pauldron,
like maybe
like a single
like
pauldron.
like a pauldron, maybe like chainmail. And what is he gonna be called?
I think we're going with the general. Was the idea?
Yeah. Give me a minute to stew on that. But yes, I'll come up with something.
Yeah,
If
then-
Taisha had gotten to do arts and crafts to build your headdress, it's like the deer skull with like smaller bones kind of descending like around, because the whole thing is just like there's something, this is me, costume designer, there's something that evokes power when your costume makes noise, because it's so like
It has like
you have
from the
bones kind of
antlers, it
jingling
has
together,
like
yeah.
other bones from like pigeons and rats and stuff, and they like
So if
almost
you
like a
make
wind
just a
chime.
little sound, it makes people like just kind of see that you're powerful.
Which makes sense because Karen has 0 skulk, so that's fine with me.
Also,
with-
I
yeah,
think with following the black and red theme, there is black and red paint on the skulls,
Mhm.
like a little bit of highlights and symbols, maybe like some red tears at the skull eyes.
Maybe even some
So
like
good.
face paint.
Yeah, feel very like kind of druidic, kind of,
Yeah.
especially if Taisha's involved because she's very Celtic
Mm-hmm.
inspiration.
So as we skip ahead to you getting allowed into the opera house, or former opera house, now the arms of the weeping lady, with the general done up as he is. And what are Elogi and Taisha dressed as, and who are they posing as?
I'm trying to think what nice clothes Taisha would have, and I am transported back to one of my favorite scary stories to tell in the dark, titled "The Dress," which was a wedding dress that the person who wore it dropped dead in the whole thing. And I can go into the science of it or whatever, but like, it was a funeral like clothing that had gotten resold and the embalming chemicals killed her or whatever. That doesn't work like that. But anyways, but Taisha, having been part of the spirit wardens for so long, most of her clothing comes from corpses, so she does have just like a wedding dress on. And so it is just, if we're going with like Victorian inspo, it is one of those very like I'm gonna sneak the wedding dress from Del Toro's Frankenstein, because it still has her arm wraps in there, so like that very like hoop skirt, like very fitted bodice and veil, which just adds to her whole ghostly charm here. But to evoke maybe a little less suspicion, she has an eye patch, so the black eye is not visible.
Yeah,
And the eye patch is just red satin, so it's like all of her clothes are white and then just a shock of red in her red hair. And just because Del Toro's Frankenstein said something to my brain, so that's what we're doing here.
And Elogi.
Although she's gonna desperately try and get Taisha to put on some jewelry, to like make it look a little less wedding-esque, but like who knows if that'll work.
She has some morning jewelry. It's fine. Some jet, some
So
onyx.
so Logi is mm, going as Carrion's like like maybe translator or local local.
Yes, Elogi is Carrion's voice, please.
So he's going for like obviously very upper crust, but not as fancy. Like just all blacks, very stuffy. A sort of where there's still a coat with tails, those black cravats, maybe with like red gems, since we're going for a like splash of red theme going on here. Uh, Gloves, even a I forget what you call it. It's like a clipboard effectively, but like an archaic version of it, and with a notebook in it and a quill attached, mm, so he can take notes as it were. Uh, has Carrion mix in some Sevrosi lines in there, so it looks more authentic if anyone were to like glance over or look through it.
Yeah. And we see you are dressed as you have now described yourselves, approach the arms of the weeping lady, situated at one of the plazas of Six Towers. It still looks very imposing. It's a big, obviously grand building, lots of decorative archways, sculptural facade, a patinated roof, and obviously dominated by just the main building, but with the two wings that you've seen in the blueprints going off to the sides. There are lots of people gathered. There are a few food stalls already outside. Lots and lots of people are begging currently. And closer to the building itself, there is a queue of people wanting entrance. Most of them guarded. Usually it's just a couple, maybe bringing children, although very few seem to do that. And the children that you see are themselves of, let's say, marrying age, and accompanied by one to a few of them, even up to 4 or 5 bodyguards. And you join them as a Severosi general, his translator, and
His wife.
his wife.
Great.
So you're like, where's Taisha Fitness? I was like, wait, she's in a wedding dress.
Yeah. And his beloved wife. Welcome, welcome. You must be a slightly embarrassed pause, because obviously Carrion looks like somebody whose name you should definitely know. But the person letting you in, the valet that is posted here, just, yes, you must be.
I think Taisha is going to be. Honestly, you haven't got her name down there, have you?
I've of course.
We'll look at Elogi and be like, you told us that you got us on the list.
Okay, no puede.
It was un momento. Actually,
of
what are
course,
we
of course. This is
calling
terribly
Carrie?
embarrassing to
Well, table,
have.
what are we calling Carrion?
Yeah, that's my
It is,
question.
according to chat, Generalissimo June K. Culibrano de la Fortaleza. It's in our Discord. Which is amazing. I'm
I
so
think
glad
that will
you
be
went
the
with
one
1,000.
thing that he says to the person who's like the bouncer. He will just walk towards them with a very intimidating, like broad-shouldered lean forward. Generalissimo Giunque Culebrano della Fortaleza.
Right, yes, of course. You have been expected. I just wasn't given a description, so you must forgive me.
Is this some sort of play? Because his name's hard to say.
Uh, you will be offered refreshments as soon as you're inside, and I apologize for any inconvenience. Stepping to the side, sweating a little bit.
Yeah. Elegy steps forward to make sure his arm is between the general and this person.
Yeah, this poor valet just whispers to Elogi, like, I meant no offense to the Generalissimo, of course. But, yes.
I think like as soon as like they're like out of like the valet's like line of sight, Type's just like, that went really well. That went really well. Like just maybe a little like too excited that it worked.
And now it's time to make your engagement roll as you're inside. And we'll see what terrible obstacle I put in front of you. But we're also going to start the score proper.
Very good.
And your engagement roll, I'm going to give you an extra die because I think Elogi has a fine disguise kit. Yes.
Yes.
So that is going to work in your favor. Everything else, I don't see anything that would give you a particular bonus or penalty.
Cool.
Who wants to do engagement?
I
have really bad luck when I roll it.
Yeah, I don't remember doing well either, so maybe Elogi.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Please, you're our only hope.
And that's under the Revenants.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're walking through the front door. I'd say that's bold.
It is bold, but also you have a very kind of flimsy excuse for being there. It's yeah, you know what, just okay, fine, roll 3 dice. Okay, well well I'm going to take you to the actual 6-tower score here. As you go inside, you have to, of course, find evidence of the corruption of the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh. But immediately, you are in a risky position as you go in. The first obstacle presents itself. Since it's risky and not desperate, I will say, Elogi, who approaches you that you actually know from the church? The risky part is that I'm leaving it up to Prince, and I'm not just saying it's your father immediately, as I would have done if it was desperate. See, I'm nice.
Mother Miriam, she is a high-ranking nun, former teacher. So she not only would recognize Elogi, she would recognize Elogi through various stages in his life.
And I assume that she would address Elogi not as Elogi, but as Mortimer.
Yep.
So this nun, Mother Mariam, in her habit, quite colorful and wearing a bit of jewelry here and there, almost floats towards you. Ah, Mortimer, you here? How interesting. It is not the circles that I would have expected you. No, pardon me. Last time I saw you, you were a bit downtrodden, I would say.
The Miriam, I did not think you would grace us in this particular venue. I would think your duties would bring you elsewhere.
Oh, I mean, this is a grand event for the church.
Mm.
It's of the utmost importance to us to benefit the poor of Six Towers, of course. There are so many these days, especially as the district has had to take in so many hungry people from the war. Just a very furtive glance towards the Generalissimo here.
Mm.
But
Yes.
so you have become an attendant of sorts then, much, I would say, more dignified than what you did, before.
Well, we don't need to go into that at this moment. Well, it is certainly a pleasure seeing you. I do have to attend to my duties.
Oh,
Perhaps
but
we could catch up later.
oh, since you are here in such esteemed company, I would actually much more. I would say that I can even introduce you to someone. It would be much to the benefit of. Who are you with exactly?
The general is a grand hero, you could say, from Severus.
Oh, you, well, let's see. I would be most happy to introduce him to a few of the dignitaries of the church we have here. Doesn't have to be your father, of course. I understand that, but why don't you come with me? Please come with me.
I would love to, but the general does have um, particular individuals he would like to meet first. Maybe in a bit of time, I can circle back with you and we can introduce some of these individuals to him.
And if you want to get rid of her, I think you need to roll something.
Also, the general's accuracy is not very strong.
¿Quién es ella?
Yeah, the Elogi leans in and like whispers that part.
Yeah.
Accuracy isn't very strong. Also, is she telling the truth like through all this?
I was just thinking about that, but so far, I mean, about introducing you to somebody, yes. And also about it not having to be your father, yes.
All right. I guess I'm gonna sway her into getting lost. Risky, desperate.
It's risky. That's what the engagement role was for.
Okay. Standard effect.
I Yes, unless you want to push it to desperate, in which case you can, I don't know, misdirect her in some way, but I'm not sure what that would be. So I would say just,
Yeah,
yeah,
let's
standard
let's
thing.
keep it risky instead.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
four is it's a four kind of
it's
day.
going to work, but oh, of course. I would, yes, let us postpone this until later. There are quite a few people that I need to tell that you are here anyway. They'll be rather excited to. And with that, she's just immediately moving away. And the mixed success is going to be like, yeah, of course she's gonna leave, but some people are going to know that Mortimer is here.
Logi turns back to the others. Okay, now that's an issue. That also
Why?
puts us. Why? Because that brings a lot of attention to me, and she, based on her words, that suggests that someone else is here that I do not want to meet. So we should.
At least believable you remain under your known name. It seems the story is digestible for who you were.
Yes, we can maintain our cover for now. I'll just have to endure them calling me by that name.
Would you prefer to be called Morty?
I would kill you.
Challenge.
I think in a kind of defensive move in favor of Elogi, you see Carrion give kind of dagger eyes to Taibsha in this moment.
she does just that. She's Mortimer. It is. The real word, Mortimer, obviously comes from mort, which is associated with death, like mortician.
While Taibsha goes
Thank
off
you.
on that again, you see in front of you, you have the grand entrance hall of this former opera house, now poor house, but it has been, again, kind of prepared to look more like the opera house it used to be. The two staircases going to the side. Again, lots of decorated archways, very just imposing pillars, sculptures worked into the stonework of the building, polished floors of some kind of marble, almost black. And there's a bit of grime here and there, but it's not entirely clear if that is just how this building looks now, or if it has just kind of been strategically left there to make it look more authentic. And there are, yeah.
So while we're kind of moving about this foyer, I have Ghost Mind, and so I can be aware of supernatural entities in my presence. So is there anything that pings, or can I roll to see if there's anything kind of waiting?
In your immediate presence in this entrance hall? Yes. Oh, yes, there is. You're aware of something, but it doesn't really reveal itself to you in the ghost field. It is almost like there is a void in the ghost field that you kind of notice, and then you see him leaning on an ivory walking stick. You wanted this to happen.
I did. I couldn't even square my face. I'm just, you just say him, and I know who it is.
A man. You see, looking as corpse-like as ever, Lord Skurlock in his finest suit.
I think Taibsha does hit like
black suit, hair just Yeah, his just wispy gray hair just slicked back in a ponytail. His face sunken in, corpse like a little wax-like, even as always. His bony fingers resting on his walking stick, wearing a white shirt and a blood red cravat.
Taibsha just over there. It's just all right. If he's here, does that mean? And then I am going to look through the crowd to see if there's a spirit warden presence here.
You can see one. There is a distinct possibility that they are just out of view, because who wants to bother the rich and powerful of Duskmore with the presence of weird people in masks? But you can see them.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, I think since Taibsha spent so long with them, she would know where they would kind of stash themselves away in an event like this. But like, she wants to know if like there is preparation that spirit wardens are here. Either containing what could have been here before, or that they're preparing that something could pop off. So she's scanning for the spirit wardens once she notices Skurlock is here, and she gets madder because the spirit wardens are just like, yeah, no, that's Skurlock, it's fine. She's like,
yeah. Meanwhile, I think Carrion or Elogi, one of you visited a certain store with Molto once, right? When Molto was still with us.
Yes.
Because you see also in a decent looking suit, Cedric Fulk, looking a bit absent, making his way over to Lord Skurlock, bowing to him. Lord Skurlock does not really respond to that, just kind of blinks and inclines his head almost unnoticeably, and just wringing his hands in the distance. You see that Cedric is beginning to talk, probably about some kind of business with Lord Skurlock.
Going to try and move through the crowd, but stay hidden and see if I can overhear.
Am I coming with you or no?
That's up to you.
Are you going to leave the Generalissimo unattended?
his wife's here.
His wife's here.
Honestly, she needs to be attached to Carrion right now because she's going to go throw hands on Lord Skurlock.
I would
Really
go
support
support you on
Carrion keeping her rooted to her spot.
So are you trying to surreptitiously overhear something that Cedric and Skurlock are talking? Okay, that's going to be some kind of roll. Prowl, I guess, would be the most fitting. Unless you have some kind of item that you can use. But I don't think that you have anything there.
No, but I do have Rook's Gambit, so I can take 2 stress to use Sway instead, and say that
you can, yeah.
Say blending.
You would know, yeah. You would know that Lord Skurlock and Cedric don't really have any close ties to the church by themselves. So what I'm saying is you will probably find something useful, but it may not be mission critical here.
Okay. Risky.
You know, I think since you don't have Taibsha with you, I would even say this is controlled.
I'm gonna make it risky then too.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah, like great effect. 4
again. Oh, that's. Hang on. That is the same roll. I didn't even realize an update.
That's crazy.
Sometimes roll 20 gets stuck, and I have to refresh it and roll again to get a different result.
I only realized it's actually a new roll when I saw that the effect suddenly said great, but it's just 4-2-2 again. I was like, oh, okay.
It's not even in a different order. That's crazy.
Cool. Okay. Amazing.
Do you want me to roll again?
No. I mean, it was a fresh roll. It worked. It's just weirdly enough the same roll. And I mean, you get what you want, kinda. You do get to hear, just as you approach. I think you approach by attaching yourself to a different conversation with Sway.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you're talking to these few nobles that you don't even really recognize, but you make a little bit of small talk and listening to the side to what Cedric and what Scarlock have to talk about. And because you had great effect, I'm going to say that this is also going to relate to another faction besides Scarlock. Cedric is going, oh, yes, I mean, I do believe getting this Ironborn fellow involved is probably, I mean, better to secure his services now than have him run wild in the streets. There has been, well, the violence with the blue coats was, of course, not conducive to business. And Scarlock is going to respond to Falkir, and he has his uses. Yes, and you did say that there were some items that you needed for your other plans for the new buildings. And Scarlock will say, there are some. Perhaps the Silver Nails could be recruited to retrieve them. Or perhaps these other upstarts that you introduced me to before. Although I hear they are still licking their wounds. And this continues. Apparently, there are some things that Scarlock wants from the Deathlands, but also there's some cooperation now between him and Ironborn. Meanwhile, since you have a little consequence to deal with for your role here, suddenly, as you're listening in and half paying attention to the conversation you're technically involved in with these nobles, you just hear a young debutante look over as an elder gentleman in a, I would say, almost fabulous suit. There's kind of turquoise color, orange shirt, very colorful, white but very wavy hair and beard, looking more like an artist, honestly, than a nobleman. The nobleman enters the conversation. Oh, Lord Dandridge, you're here. Lord Dandridge, of course, being the person that you robbed all the way back in the first session, and whose ancestor's ghost Scarlock shot. And yeah, he looks.
Don't we also possess one of his ancestors in a doll right now? Wasn't that where I got the pianist?
Possibly, yes. Possibly the pianist is also an ancestor. There's a possibility there.
All right. Elogi's going to try to very quietly excuse himself and move from that conversation
Okay.
back over to the general.
Before you go, Lord Dandridge is just going to quickly. Oh, of course, I wouldn't miss this for the world, or miss your delightful presence, and then just addresses them by name in order until he looks at you and say, I do believe I have seen you somewhere, but your name unfortunately escapes me right now.
Perhaps in my duties as a translator. I'm currently attached to the great Generalissimo Yunke.
Oh, a general. He says that with just very thinly veiled, just like not entirely disgust, but just a little tired already of a military man. Right, well, a pleasure making your acquaintance either way. And with that, I think Elogi is free. But what have Carrion and Taifsha been up to?
Taifsha has been whispering locations of spirit wardens. She's been able to suss out. Maybe they've just been walking arm in arm, and she's trying to point out if they do not have like confirmation she's seen a spirit warden. She would have been like, training would have said, I would have gone there or here, and just kind of keeping tabs of all of that. And I guess maybe do some sort of roll to see what number I can amass when I do move about the cabin.
I mean, you do not see any spirit wardens.
Just that one that I was able to.
No, you do not see any spirit wardens.
Any, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's trying to see if there's any present, and she doesn't see any at all. I'm trying to think, because if we're looking for corruption, I think her thing is trying to see if they have any of the like enforcement, whether it be the blue coats or the spirit wardens involved here.
Yeah, I mean, right now you're still in the main hall. I'm going to say you are not going to find evidence of corruption just lying around on the floor while there's the reception going on.
Then is there a way for them to determine if somebody is with the order of
the
church
of the
versus
church?
like
Yeah.
I think she would probably try to eavesdrop on a conversation of one of the clergy with somebody else.
Then make a roll.
With that, could I make an argument for study that she's investigating and trying to put information together?
You probably could, yeah.
Okay. I will do study because that's what I got. We're still in risky. No bonus.
Yeah, it's going to be risky, yeah.
No, okay. God damn it.
Well.
Taisha's trying to stay on mission, but she's just looking over at Skurlock.
Yeah, I will
have an idea, and then just
Carrion as the Generalissimo. You see just Taifsha as Elogi comes back, Taifsha just kind of unattaches herself and begins walking around. And Shiv, I'm going to let you say how far you go in the end. But Taifra listens in on a few conversations between members of the church and others. You always just hear just very short snippets of the conversation as they talk about like, what is going on in the East Wing, which would be where you were pointed at before. Yes, they're almost prepared. Or make sure the doors are locked. Things like that. And then you see two priests, by the looks of them, make their way to this East Wing, unlock the door with a heavy, ornate key, and disappear in there. And my question is, as part of this failed roll, does Taisha go in there or does she just get discovered outside?
You know she's like a cat. She doesn't believe in closed doors. So now she has been presented big lock, make sure the doors are locked, and two suspicious people going behind said door. She's gonna go behind the door.
Yeah.
You know what? With the 3 too, like that's also just like she's not on focus.
Mhm.
It's just
you failed. You failed. You're going to suffer a consequence. The consequence is that, I think you don't really notice that as you just in time squeeze in there.
There's a lot of skirt. She's kind of got a.
Yeah. What you don't realize in the moment is that they almost deliberately left the door open because you had already been noticed. And as you squeeze through, the door immediately shuts itself behind you and is locked from the other side. And the two priests turn around to you. Ah, there you are. And that's where we go on break.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. See you soon.
My wife.
Yep.
Man, I didn't expect Carrion to become a widower so early. Like,
really, he went from married to widower from the front door to the
yeah. That is the last thing that Shiv, that Taifsha hears as well. So, there you are. And then suddenly there's just blackness. But you also, I lied, actually, that is not quite the last thing you hear. You also hear just almost clacking heavy footsteps from behind the priests as the world darkens around you. So, as we return to the arms of the Weeping Lady, Taifsha has just been knocked out. Multo, you have seen this. Hello. You have seen this. You have seen some strange incense enveloping her and seen her sink to the ground. But you are probably no longer affected by that, considering that you are now not who you used to be. You are not a living, breathing human being anymore. And these two priests...
The choice to breathe is optional, is how I would like to say that. Soon as... Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I was just going to say, how does Multo approach this situation?
I mean, as soon as I see Taisha fall on her knees, Multo immediately moves forward and grabs this. How many are they in the room?
2.
grabs them by the collars and sort of just slam them together, or try to. We'll see how
Yeah.
the roll goes.
We'll
Really.
see, but that is a skirmish roll. And you are actually, for now, in a controlled position because as soon as they
Okay.
hear your wooden footfalls behind them, they turn around and simply hold out the incense. Very confident in the kind of knowledge that that will knock any human being out.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, well.
Effect is what would you say the effect is?
The effect of this is just going to be you knock both of them out. So that is going to
Yeah.
be, that is the standard effect. There's no clock to take care of here.
Okay.
If you want to expand this roll somehow to have more of an effect, we can talk about that. But right now, there's nobody else there except for Taisha,
Okay.
who's unconscious.
Sure. I'm just gonna roll and see how that works. I mean, I feel like that works great for me.
That works wonderful. So describe how you knock out these two priests.
It isn't really hard. Muto doesn't really have. It's been how long since I died? A couple of weeks? A few days? He doesn't have a lot of control yet. He's still learning. So he doesn't have a lot of restraint, really. And as he slams these two together, I assume they're unconscious. He doesn't really check. He doesn't care. And he grabs, basically he scoops, he kneels down and scoops Taisha and sort of try to walk outside and look for Reynald, who he has conscripted to sort of be there with him.
Mm-hmm. So you walk back outside into the main hall. Is that it?
No, I'm
okay.
I'm leaning out so that Reynald can go.
Leaning out. Okay.
Yeah, to talk to Reynald, who is sort of like, yeah.
So that means Elogi and Carrion would probably not see you then.
Not
unless
yet.
you're very specifically looking to where Taisha just disappeared to.
Yes. You would see Reynald standing there outside, though, like sort of
Reynald
like
just leans in. Everything okay?
Yeah, but can you come here and check if I can't, my fingers, I can't pulse. Can you check if she's...
That looks... I mean...
I don't care about these two, just her.
Yeah, she's weak, but there's some breathing.
Do you see them outside? And Reynald here would know that I was talking about the crew.
Oh, I do. I mean, I know about Logi, of course, but you are the guy that you wouldn't believe what he looks like right now.
I think. And then I look at Taisha and I go, I'm very excited to find out. I think it's time they know. I didn't want to, but I need their help. And yeah. Can you go get them?
Oh, sure. And not knowing what to even tell them, he just kind of wanders off. And I think now it's time for us to find out how Multo even ended up here.
Oh, sweet. Cool. Flashbacks. My favorite.
So 20 years ago.
Talk to some demon, dude. No. I guess we flash back to right after he died. Just to because his body was burned. There's like really nothing left.
Mhm.
And he was pulled into the demon's presence, the same demon that he made a deal with.
Yeah, and there you are. So soon, so soon.
Yeah. I made the plans the way they were. I just hoped it didn't have to happen, but I'm glad I made the plan.
Well, then you will remain here as my cherished guest for a while.
Define a
And
while, because I'm busy.
I will need to find a vessel for you. But
I see.
worry not, I have just the thing. And of course, a few days later, a radiant tree mysteriously disappeared from a park, only to be carved and turned into a body.
Is there a mirror in this demon space?
I think when you first were in the demon space, you were in just some nondescript cave somewhere deep under Doskwall, the water there fed by the many canals, and you were just a spirit. But as you are prepared and your body is prepared, you are in a waterfront kind of property. And yes, it is a very regular building, just
Right.
with an expensive underground lab attached to it.
Right. You see Muto sort of like standing in front of a mirror, you know, with a new outfit, looks at his hands and goes, this isn't bad. This is actually pretty good. What you've made.
It is not just good, it is imbued with life itself. You will now be eternal if you use your gifts wisely.
A question for you.
Of course.
And you can be honest with me. I wouldn't get upset. Not that it would matter either way. What are the parts of me that are now lost? Did you take any memories of mine?
Memories? Oh, no, no. Why would I take those? But this body of yours that you have, it is not a human one. It is not where the spirit wishes to be, perhaps.
It is my spirit. It follows what I want.
Does it now? Do you want me to be honest to you? No. However deep your love ran before, it will now be shallow. However fiery your passions were before, they will now just be a little glimmer. You are very much yourself still, but everything binding you to the world, it is now only yourself.
Hmm.
Your emotions, your love, your hatred, all of that. You will not feel it as you did before.
He looks up and he remembers, the fear. He remembers the pain. He remembers the anger and the hatred and the vengeance. And he remembers the love and the friendship. Thanks for telling me. It just means I need to react more. If I feel a certain amount of shallow anger, then that just means I need to do more because the feeling does not match. Yes,
So it
it
is.
seems right. Seems correct. Even if I love less, the people I know, the people I love, well, they don't have to know about that. I just have to do more.
Why would they? And I think that's where we move on to Motto in the opera house / poorhouse.
Yep. There is a prickling of concern for Taisha as she is unconscious. So, Molto doing more does not trust his emotions and is like willingly showing himself, decides to willingly show himself to the crew because he doesn't feel strong enough and therefore he must act stronger.
Yeah. So if Moto reveals himself to the crew, I think we're just going to skip ahead. Elogi and Carrion, you just were greeted by a somewhat discombobulated Renault, who just, it's Moto, you need to come, and led you led you to the east wing, very quickly closing the door behind you, and there you see the two priests lying on the floor still, and there stands Molto, but
In the
not
corner,
Molto.
a little bit shyly, by the way, a little bit away from Taisha. She's okay.
Who or what in the Deathlands are you?
I made a backup plan. I didn't want to use it. Believe me. I desperately didn't. I'm sorry.
You see from the sash of knives on Carrion's costume, underneath where like this kind of fur lining is, he actually pulls out the bone dagger from the museum.
Yep.
And he walks towards you.
Yeah.
I do not take kindly
to ghosts who impersonate my friends, and will hold the blade to the underside of your jawline.
I was pulled away before the body was burned.
Prove it.
I left each of you a letter. There's a prickling of guilt in Molto, so he's now he's like, okay, calculated. Okay, extra. I'm so sorry. I had no intention of showing myself again. But when I saw Taisha, I had to. I couldn't let any of you die.
Well, she's gonna go over to Taisha and check on her.
Taisha is weak, but mostly just seems to be completely knocked out. Did hit the floor, so there's a little bit of blood on the back of her head, but nothing that would be fatal or anything. And of course, I mean, the incense has gone out. Otherwise, you would have both been knocked out. But
I would have stepped on it.
Yeah,
I would have
yeah.
like made sure like nothing. I
Yeah.
can't breathe, but I'm like
Yeah.
airing out the windows.
I was gonna say like the incense is out and also is going to be counted as like part of the evidence of corruption here. You can bring that back to the Dimmer Sisters for sure.
What knocked her out?
That.
Oh yeah,
We'll
you can
point to,
still
like-
smell a little bit of just incense, but it has this kind of overpowering just smell to it, and then there's this acrid kind of hint in the smell. You feel almost a little bit lightheaded here as well.
I'm gonna go because they took Cedric.
And as if on cue, you hear chanting from down the hallway.
I have to go. And then there's a pause there. Love him.
I don't believe you.
I'm sorry.
Grievances don't matter. Not while we're on the job.
Looks at Carrion. You may stab me later.
Someone take the incense. I'm going to move closer to the chanting, see if I can recognize if that is.
You see he grabs the incense very briskly off the floor and just stuffs it inside of him.
Molto is giving everybody a wide space to sort of like move and it's just sort of like clacking behind them. Soft clacks, not loud clacks, just clack, clack, clack.
Yeah.
After a few steps, Elogi will stop. I assume the incense did not affect what you are now.
Most poisons don't. All poisons don't. Yeah, all poisons.
We'll stay close then and try to be quieter than that.
I ask for some. I reach out to Reynald, who's probably still there. It's like, can you give me some of that oil, please?
From the other side of the doorway, and it just hands it to you.
Okay.
I
And it's
really
just
need a lot
doubling
of
the
that.
D40. Okay.
But meanwhile,
I think I'm ready.
down the hallway, you do see a door opens to the side, a single door, and another priest leading out a very just confused looking, not even fully present person, looking just to be in some kind of stupor. And a double door opens. The chanting grows much, much louder as the door opens and closes after the priest and the captive probably have passed through.
Do I recognize the chanting?
Yes and no.
Mm,
It is definitely familiar in a way, reminiscent of other just church chorals,
mhm.
but it is in an old language, so you would have to sit down and fully translate it. But you're not familiar with this one. It seems to be an exaltation of life in some way, but there are parts of it that you definitely don't recognize, and it sounds more almost labored, a little bit frantic even. And there's a word in there that you don't fully understand at all, that it doesn't even belong to the language. And you think, after you've heard it twice and then 3 times, you think it's a name. And that name would be Setara.
Elogi turns to the others. It's an ancient Accuracy language the church uses sometimes, rarely. But that one word, Satara, that's not part of it. I think that's
Do I know it, Janis, above table? Does Molto know this?
Probably not. You
Okay.
can always introduce flashbacks, but I'm gonna say probably not.
Cool. Labored breathing, does it sound like Cedric?
No, I mean the chanting is just
Oh, okay.
very, yeah.
I'm going to look at the others. I'm stronger now. Do I need to break in and break some people?
Let's not jump to that just yet. And Elogi's just gonna try the door to see if it like opens securely.
Is that going to be a prowl roll, or what is Elogi doing exactly?
Yes.
Oh,
it's,
which door are you trying? Are you trying the double door to the chanting or to the side where the prisoner or captive was just let out of?
the captive? Like,
Okay. That one is definitely locked. And it's going to be a very strong lock. So if you try and open it, it's going to, by default, be limited effect. So you need to push yourself if you want to.
Does anyone have Tinker or Rack? Even no, Rack would be loud.
Yeah. I mean, there's very loud chanting, so there's a possibility that you wouldn't even be noticed inside the other room. But
Sure.
I mean, I have finesse.
I would like to just break the lock with skirmish. If people are,
that's gonna be.
I also have skirmish to wreck. So
yeah, it's gonna be wreck if you try to break the lock.
oh,
I do have one tinker, if that's the highest in the crew.
That is higher than mine.
Mine is 0. I may have it and have had it in the past, but Multo came back a little different.
Yeah. I mean, I can do it.
Yeah. So Tinker would be the open it quietly option, generally speaking, but it's going to have limited effect here. If you want to just break it open, sure, almost definitely going to work, but immediately going to introduce a complication.
Right. Position would be
here. My help.
Sorry.
I said burglary gear might help, Andre.
Oh yeah, I have that on me. Yeah.
If you use that, then you can get to standard effect. Yes.
Pin I above table before I actually do it. I wanted to bring it up as an option. Molto can go into the big room and cause some damage while
you don't know what's
you
in
guys
there.
safe.
Let's not.
I think
just wanted to check with the team before I actually make Molto do that.
Same page of let's not.
Just going in there with that you hear chanting, and when I say you hear chanting, I mean like you hear it from a full choir essentially. There are a lot of people in there. Yeah.
No bonus dice. That's fine. We'll just see.
Yeah.
If this doesn't work, we'll wreck it. It's fine.
I do have. Well,
that's okay.
You have. I was gonna assist.
Okay, I got it.
No,
you did. You did. It was really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forget sometimes that Carrion's pronouns are he who is him.
Pronouns are 6'6".
You, without much effort, open up the door, and inside you see. That is strange. I mean, this seems to have been some kind of just possibly storage area for costuming or something like that in the past, but now it is filled with cages. And half of these cages are empty, the doors open. In the other half, you count exactly 5 remaining prisoners. One of them, still knocked out, is Cedric Falk.
Perfect. Multo calculates in his brain a little bit, checks emotions. Cool. Rushes in to try and rip the cage open of Cedric's.
And you do that.
Oh, I don't even mean Earl. All right, sweet.
No, I mean, it's just very loud.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, day. I know.
Right then.
Oh,
I
ooh,
go,
you are pissing Carrion off.
Yeah.
Eloji takes a moment, blinks at that, and then looks around to see if there are keys or guards or anything.
Well, as the door is ripped open, and you just, Moto, you see Cedric stir a little, blink once, and then just fall back to, well, sleep or whatever this is. There are a few of the other prisoners, two of them just kind of look at you, but don't really articulate themselves in any way. They just still seem to be in that same stupor. And yeah, of course, Multo, in his wooden frame, just ripping this cage open, is very loud. And another door opens immediately somewhere. And Eloji, as you turn around, and possibly Carrion too, you see once again two priests, and in the middle is Mother Mariam. Mother Mariam looks very much the same as before, except there is blood all over the lower half of her face, as if she had just bitten into something. Mortimer.
Mother Miriam, you seem to have developed some rather messy table habits since I last saw you.
No, I have not. You would have been inducted in due time had you not debased yourself and your flesh so much. But you can still serve the church, of course. And with that, the two priests walk forward towards you, drawing what appears to be some mixture of a ceremonial sword and a butcher's knife.
Mm.
And now you can tell me how you handled that.
Eloji is gonna go. Wait. Let's talk about this. And like stumble and like drop his clipboard, and well, like with his cane in the other hand, and go over like he's trying to reach for the clipboard that just clang to the ground, and take out the sword cane and slash at one of them.
Okay. It sounds a little bit like you're going to Rook's Gambit this into skirmishing with another skill.
Yes, with
Possibly, yeah.
swag.
Yeah. That's going to take care of possibly one of them. What is Carrion doing?
Boy, man, I don't have my pistols anymore. This sucks.
No. Yeah.
There are
I
other
mean,
weapons.
I got a knife. I'll just go up and stab him, I guess.
Do have a knife, yeah. So that's going to be a sway roll from Eloji, and I assume just a skirmish roll from Carrion.
Risky.
Oh, this is desperate because you see in the back Mother Mariam is starting to mumble something, but it is just this kind of very rhythmic sing-song kind of mumble. Yeah.
Never liked her.
I remember that we gave the bone knife the property of being also effective against the dead, so like ghosts. Would that have any effect on them?
Not on them, no.
Okay. I will expend 2 stress to get an extra die.
Mm-hmm.
What's the effect again?
Standard unless you push for extra effect. which you can do to also possibly just in one fell swoop, for example, eliminate the priest and Mother Mariam, perhaps.
I also still have my foresight ability, basically to assist the teammate without paying stress.
That feels inappropriate at this point, but sure, you could technically use it here.
I'd like it.
I would give it. I will give you the extra for me without paying the stress. The extra dice.
In that case, I'll use my stress to increase the effect to great.
Okay, right.
Okay.
All right. So we see first, Iloji draws his sword cane, and you can narrate, Prince, how you dispatch this other priest, but also get injured yourself. And this is going to be, unless you resist it, it's going to be level 2 harm.
Yeah, I'm gonna resist with prowess, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna resist it. But I think he slashes out, but and like clearly there's like a lethal wound across the priest's stomach, but not enough to stop him immediately. And the priest keeps coming for a moment.
Yeah, and just almost begins to hack at you. There's not a lot of swordsmanship there. It's just sheer butchery.
Bonus dice for being
On
cute.
a no bonus dice on a resolve roll. No. Well, I mean, that's one stress, and you take level 1 harm. As you are, well, you get a little slash. It's visible. That's probably the biggest problem here, but it's not going to hamper you a lot. And meanwhile, Carrion, still in mostly full costume, I think. How do you quickly take care of the priest and then get to Mother Mariam almost in time, but just almost?
I think we see the bones connected to the antlers of Carrion's headpiece rattling as he just rushes forward, almost like some kind of almost kind of like that bone golem from the museum, honestly. As you see just this quick swipe of ivory kind of go across the neckline of the other priest. And she just bleeds out on the ground. And he will again make a move to kind of swipe forward towards Mother Miriam.
And you will get there, but her just kind of mumbled little whatever it was song comes to a halt. And she just says, "The spirit will follow." And as you plunge your dagger into her heart, you feel like you are almost sucked out of your body, as if you're being hollowed out. And
what
is going to be, unless you resist, this is going to be a level 4 harm. It's not going to kill you.
Great!
I'm gonna give him assistance. Can I do that?
We're gonna downgrade it to something else if you resist, but you should probably resist this. And this is
I'm
going
to resist. Could I use prowess to try and stay inside my own body?
You could use prowess. I would usually say, I mean, honestly, yes. Prowess or resolve are both fine by me. Whatever is better for you.
Okay, I'll use prowess. And then was that a bonus die from you, Molto?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't be done on a.
Oh.
It's a 5 anyway.
It's okay. I'll take the stress.
It's a yeah, but you're still going to take level 3 harm, but it's going to be very different level 3 harm from before, because this is just you are untethered. It feels like you are barely inside your own body anymore. It feels like you are almost looking on from afar as your body is moving. As you see Mother Mary just smile at you as her own blood now is running down her chin and she falls to the ground. And yep.
I think in this moment, as Carrion is sort of disconnected from his body, he is experiencing something very similar to what Taisha experienced last episode. Almost that like other world of seeing people as not people begins to kind of take shape. Not fully like how Taisha saw, but it's starting to happen.
If you were to look to Muto in this moment, I'm not sure what you would even see. Quite possibly nothing.
Hey, my spirit is in there. I made a deal to make sure the spirit is in there at least.
Yeah.
Too bad I already used fucking snake.
This was once again pretty loud. What happened here? So you hear the chanting interrupt and then resume, but something has happened in the other room, and you assume that somebody is going to come out and check on what is going on here in a second.
Checking the priest bodies for keys, anything, weapons.
Oh yeah.
Arian is going to also just like dismember the head of Mother Miriam from her body to bring back to the witches.
Sure, that counts.
Muto nods in agreement, but like from afar so that Karen doesn't see and piss him off even more.
Yeah. Meanwhile, by the way, the prisoners also count as a sign of corruption. But also, yeah, you dismember the head, and among the possessions of Mother Miriam, besides her head, you also find keys. One of them very polished in some places, or really just kind of worn down from just probably decades of use. One that could probably fit into a heavy door nearby.
All right. So on the one of the things on the sheet is the Pritchard camera. We obviously don't have. I forget how long developing film takes in this world. Probably quite a while. But I am gonna take a quick picture of the cages.
Yeah. You have to stand still for a while for this, of course, because we're talking like 19th century equivalent camera. So you just have to stand there and just hold. Meanwhile, Molto and Karen, you can try and bar the door.
Yeah, definitely.
Whatever ritual is taking place.
Yeah. The minute actually that's what Molto's been doing. Like while they were attacking the priest. Clearly I shouldn't be attacking anybody. Everybody's been unhappy about it. So I'm gonna go try to block the door, like as you know, moving the already open gate, the open jail, whatever cell to like sort of block it. I'm tries to carry it so it doesn't really make more noise, but sort of like puts it down there, and then here like does the same when the if Elogi starts to like open and let the people out, or does he do the picture first?
You can. Elogi's just taking a picture, I think, and the people aren't really in a
No, I'm just
No.
like pulling, like
position
open
where
the.
they can move.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna carry them with them in there, sort of like a Jenga tower. I'm sure they'll be fine.
The
Sort of
cages
like,
you can't just carry the cages.
Dang
it. No. It's also more about
How-
like, what do you do about the double door to the,
I was
actual
gonna
stage
grab
room?
the cage and block it.
You can use the cage that you already demolished. Like there's a
Okay.
part that you can carry off that, sure.
Okay.
Once
If
the
nobody
picture-
stops him, he's gonna demolish a couple more cages.
That's going
Like-
to take too long. Like, again, there are
Okay.
people coming to check outside. So, Carrion, what are you
Then I
doing?
will bar that. Then
Carrion is going to see if there are any other weapons nearby, just so that we can arm ourselves a little bit better. I don't think we came in necessarily prepared to fight. So I'm scrounging for anything in the room that could work as a weapon, even if it's just a makeshift like blade or something to give to Elogi. I'm not arming Molta right now.
it's okay.
Yeah.
I think I still have a weapon anyway.
Okay. I'm guessing that would just be what?
I mean, you can easily find. You can easily find, or you don't need to find. You just have the two swords that they just used against you.
Oh yeah.
You can make me a fortune roll. Just one dice. See
Okay.
if Mother Miriam has something.
All right. 1d6. A 4.
Mother Miriam has what I would say is the equivalent of a Derringer. A very small single shot pistol. So it's only going to be good for one shot, but you have it.
I will ask Elogi, do you know how to fire this?
Yes.
We'll like shove it into your chest of like
I know how to fire stuff.
Once the picture's done, I'm gonna take the keys and try to unlock the cages.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's also why I didn't allow certain things that Morto had planned. They're not just gonna let you do all of that. At some point, somebody is going to come out of the main stage and so the main room in the East Wing, and that is going to, unless you just try and lock the door, which will buy you a bit more time, but also give away what's going on. That will be pretty much right when the picture is done. So the double door opens, and as Elogi, as you turn around, you see, as you look inside and look past the people who have just opened this door, you see at the main stage of this room, first a small, just kind of, a choir of nuns and priests, maybe 8 at first glance. Then you see arranged in a semicircle 4 people who don't seem to be dead, but they just are affixed, held down in a kneeling position. mouths open, just staring nowhere in particular. And in front of some kind of altar or other edifice that you can actually describe, there is your father leading the ritual.
So you two see a older gentleman of honestly of a similar height, build, and even face shape to Elogi. Like if you imagined Elogi plus another 20 years, you'd have a pretty good idea of what this gentleman looks like, with his salt and pepper hair graying more on the sides. He has like these thin glasses on, mm, and this perfectly pressed and priest robes and collar. Though I imagine at this point, they are not as clean as they typically are. There's quite a bit of blood on him and a wildly ornate ritual dagger, like mm, like like covered in like silver, and has this sort of sinewy um, embellishments on it. it like the handle and hilt are made of silver muscle, is what it's meant to look like.
And you expect that one of the 4 people that are just kneeling there is going to be led to him to be sacrificed soon, as the chanting is still going on. But yeah, of course, then the doors have opened. There are also more guests in the room. To the side, you even see Lord Skurlock. And who opens the door is the proprietor, you could say, I guess, of the Arms of the Weeping Lady. She's usually called just Mother Naria, not to be confused with Mother Mariam, who you just killed. And next to her are more just kind of nuns, you would guess, but possibly also just lay people, not armed or anything, strangely enough. And Mother Naria just looks at you. I see. Well, that is most unfortunate. I suppose you don't know exactly what we're doing here, but perhaps you should join us. Yes, blood of the blood, flesh of the flesh. Come in, all of you. And all of you will need to roll resolve unless you want to just immediately be beckoned inside and lose your free will for the scene.
Let's roll resolve, I think.
Yeah, maybe do
I'm
that.
gonna roll resolve. I don't know about the rest of you.
Yeah, Andre, you're muted, but
I'm gonna roll resolve as well.
Okay.
Can I bonus dice for hating these folks?
Yes, honestly, yes. Why not? You can a bonus die for this in particular.
All right.
Awesome.
Okay, really? Really?
Get good. I'm sorry. Glaiza, you're muted.
Yeah, you're.
He has double 3 harm. It's okay. He's allowed to be like, no, actually, no. Yes.
Yeah, you resist this. I guess nobody of you is traumatized as a result of this.
No, but I have a lot of stress.
And yes, come in. And she turns her back to you, expecting you to follow. This apparently always works.
If I may do something incredibly foolish.
Sure.
I mean, why stop
Sure,
now?
I'm
Everybody's
sure
done
it's
something kind
not
of
gonna
stupid
be as
already.
dumb as my plan, really. So you should probably speak up.
From the doors, Elogi is going to shout out, Sylvanus Dunville, so-called Grand Proctor.
You see almost like just a door creaking open. The neck of Lord Skurlock turn a little bit towards you. An almost disappointed looking Mother Naria also turns around and just tisk, looking disappointed at you. And your father turns around to you and finishes just a line of the chant, pauses it, looks at you with some kind of just disappointment, annoyance, almost like you just were a little boy again and had just done something very, very naughty. Walks over to one of the captives and just in one motion slashes their throat. And as they fall down, you see something just begin to shift in the stonework of the altar. My son, you are just in time. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Cool. That's really chill of you, Janis.
Hey.
Nothing bad will happen.
No.
No.
I'm just gonna summon a demon here. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah.
I have a demon friend. He's pretty chill.
Yeah,
You know?
sure. Anyway, yeah, we
I
return
disagree.
to this.
My demon friend's chill. He gave me a body. We're cool.
You know, some demons take, some take away, some give, some, you know. Bodies can be given and taken is what I was trying to get at here. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, that's going to be it for today. Next session is going to be, I just remembered, we're not going to have a regular session next week. We're going to return to this cliffhanger in 2 weeks.
Plenty of time to think about it, you know.
Yeah.
Think about stuff that happened. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah, that was the Revenants. We now have an actual Revenant among us. And,
I'm a ghost.
Yeah.
I was a real boy, and now I did a reverse Pinocchio.
We're gonna go back to this. Yeah, in 2 weeks. For now, I've been Janis, he, him. I am mostly GMing games here. Currently, this is the Revenants. Then also, there's still Rent Markets because we had to push the finale of that by a week because we have 2 cast members in Chicago, which if you watch this on YouTube in the future, this is the time when, yeah, there were, I think, up to 100 mile per hour storms and windows getting knocked out, trees falling down all over the place, power going out, all of that. So we pushed that until next week. So June 18th is the finale of Red Markets. June 24th is going to be Drums in the Deep, which is 10 candles, except with drums, and narrating the last days of the Dwarves of Moria.
Wah, wah.
No.
Sad.
And very soon we should also have something to announce that Glaiza and I and Shiv will be in, but that's not for this week, I think. So for now, I'm going to pass it over to Prince, who also has something to announce on this channel, or has already done that. But yeah, Prince.
Re-announce it.
Hi, I'm Prince, or Prince Infidel. If you've got religious trauma you need to work out, you can find me all sorts of places on the internet, but especially on Friday, next week, this coming week, for our Juneteenth celebration. There are going to be some beautiful black bodies role playing all through the day, but you will find me running a Blades in the Dark game set in the swinging 60s at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Feel free to translate that to your local time or not. I'm not your dad. But I will say that you must be there at some point. Otherwise, you are racist. So, speaking of being there, no matter
Being
what,
racist.
I'm gonna popcorn into Glaiza.
Hey, I am actually your dad. No, hey, my name is Glaiza. Share my pronouns. Applies to all genders and very Filipino. What more can I ask for? I do a lot of things on the internet, especially in the TTRPG space. I run games, I make games, and I play in a lot of games. I'm also the Notion guy of Find Out Productions, which is here. You're already here. All of my links you can find by going to connect.classicalglaiza.com, or you can check out my website, classicaladventures4.1. Things that I'm planning on, I'm planning to do another stream of Meet Your Gel Cub on my channel, and also pay attention to this channel because we might have a Gel Cub stream someday in the future. You'll never know, but you will because we'll announce it. And then I'm also doing I do daily co-working streams. Really, it's, you guys should tell me to stop doing daily co-working streams, but I probably won't. But yes, everything that I'm back. I'm back. I reverse Pinocchio'd this thing, and I'm very proud of what I did. And now it's time to ruin everything. Anyway, passing it on to the wonderful Andre.
Hello, my name is Andre. My pronouns are he, they, and I played Carrion, whose pronouns are pissed off. And you can find me at Andre Vera Art or at my website andrevera.art, where you can see all my illustration portfolio, a bunch of games I've played in, or a bunch of games I've made, I should say, as well as some actual plays and a few podcasts. Later today, actually right now, we are going to be rating entrepreneur casters who I have worked with extensively with for the past few years as a safety coordinator and occasionally as a player. We are doing a big Trans Lifeline charity event. We've already raised $7,500.
Nice.
So feel free to swing by. We have round 2 happening right now, and I'll be in round 5 of 6. So that'll be I think at 6 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. EST, and it's later tonight.
If you don't go, you're transphobic.
Yeah. So if you do that, you have to at least watch.
Really bad.
And you'll get to see me play a kangaroo boxer, which is fun. So swing on by and say hi. I think that's it.
All right. Then once again, see you in 2 weeks where we reunite the crew. Goodbye.